Howdy ho. Trumpeters, Philosopher's Corner. Hello. Greetings from the great Southland, Terra Australis. That's one way of calling it. I live in the tropic and I'm having a cafe. It's about just after 6 p.m. in the tropic here. I've just had the sun slightly rise. Those who know dawn. And of course in other parts of the world, it's becoming sunset, middle of the day, middle of the night. So greetings to all. This is an espresso I've made with a Vietnamese style coffee espresso maker. You put the ground coffee in, you press it down, pour water on it. It sits on top of a cup and drips through. It's a little bit like a French press. It doesn't give you crema, but there you go. So just trying out, making sure that the sound is working well. And had a great last few days in the big metropolis, but I'm so glad to be back in a more regional setting. Caught up with some musical people that are coming up. Ballet-wise, the large project I've been working on, Niwa, it's coming to its last lap, I could say. We're up to 137 or 8 sections out of 140. On top of the 140, there's 5 endings and an overture, so I'm expecting another 3 months of work or less, and I'm going to get stuck in it today. I'm doing combined sections of 136, 7 and 8 of Act 3. I'm integrating a 20-piece planning for a 20-piece choir to be part of the orchestral, so it's adding new sounds and a dimension to it. It's coming together, so that's a long-term, very long-term project. I think it's been plus 7 years now. I need it to come to its finish, and the only way to do that is to get out. But over the weekend, I got stuck into it in some hours that I had. I was left to my own devices, as I will be again today in this small vacation between my teaching role at the moment. And tomorrow I have a meeting with a prominent poet in the area who is taken an interest to a piece of music that I wrote last year for the Regional Arts Foundation Fund, the RADF, Regional Arts Development Fund. I made a string work, I've sent it to my publisher. There's been an interest for a recording to be done in Europe somewhere, a piano version of it, so I'll let her have a go at making a reduction. She's done that on an occasion before for me. Taken the string orchestra work, reduced it. It's a 10 and a half minute piece, and that takes a lot of skill and a lot of decision making in that, because to make a string work into a piano work does obviously change the texture of how it's expressed, etc. So that got sent off, and I'm having a meeting tomorrow, very exciting. The first draft of this poem, which I've read, fantastic, was to go with the string work, but we want a piano work to go as well, so that if we do a presentation in the local area, we might have a piano player accompanying whilst the orator or the person presenting the poetry, hopefully Helen Ramasuki herself, will be doing it. So that's very exciting. Polishing off the ballet so I can send it overseas, hopefully tomorrow, have a meeting and really zone in on the final laps of this very mammoth work. It's a huge piece of music. It will be plus 3 hours. I don't think it'll ever be presented in its full entirety, because people would have to go to the toilet at some point during the stage, or have some other reason to leave the auditorium. But I think the directors will have plenty to make some variations and, a 2-hour call out, etc. That's a short-term work, and I'm also, in an exciting fashion, I've started a duo collaboration with a very talented singer who's moved back to the Cairns area in North Queensland. Her name is Anne Nicolai, and we've got a little group duo thing happening. That sounds weird. She's a singer and I'm a trumpet player predominantly. I do a little bit of guitar. but it had a very good response from the soiree that we did, the house soiree, and so I've been putting up some video clips and doing recordings, and good response. There's interest in Christmas parties, you name it. Some resort rang up the other day, has locked one in 6th of December, which is a few months away, but that's just the way people do things for functions. They book well in advance to secure things. So that's really fabulous, and I need to just work on one of the pieces that I put some bongo percussion, believe it or not. I just need, when you make the mix, you find that out on a device like a phone, which is the medium that most people would listen to it. It needs to just tone down the way the percussion's coming through in the mix. So I have to go back to the drawing board there, but not too long, and then I'll re-sync it with the video that's already there. So that's all exciting, it's all happening, and in a couple of weeks from now, they have the Latin Mafia band coming up from Brisbane. I was with the band leader yesterday, and we're looking forward to our little tour of the south of the major city up here in the north. There's a function at a small place, never heard of, probably around the world, called Babinda. And then I'm going to play jazz, and invited the Latin guys to come along to that at a hotel which is 20 or 30 k's away, South Johnston. And then the following day we do an Italian festival at Silkwood, Festival of the Three Saints. So that's coming up, and next week is a national Memorial Day for us in Australia and other parts of the world, but also New Zealand in particular. Anzac Day, and I've been roped in, although it's my civic duty. I have to go up at dawn, which is not too big of a problem, but get up at dawn and go and play what they call the last post on trumpet. So if I'm warmed up enough, that should be sweet sailing, although that's always a difficult call, because it's usually a bit cooler, the weather, and they do a lot of talking, ceremonial stuff. So trumpet players, that's a nightmare for us. We get a bit cold, have to be really warmed up, body, mind and soul to do it. And then it's a relatively straightforward piece of music, but you will get glitches quite easily if you're not quite in your prime for that. So I was in Prague once, and I watched a trumpet player coming out from the castle, and they basically opened it up in -20, and they played their piece of music, but they kind of warmed up in the room, opened the windows and came out and played their piece of music, which I thought was extremely brave. Otherwise you want to be using something like a Teflon mouthpiece, and believe you me, they do exist. I actually have them, I just don't have them with me at the moment, and in North Queensland, not really required. So that's happening with that. And it would be nice to do some painting later today, just for R&R, and just have a bit of a relax. It's been pretty crazy. I've been on the move, trains, planes and automobiles. Just have a couple of days before we go back after the break. Perhaps a little bit of painting, and if you get to the next zone, maybe some recording of music. So there you go. There's election, national coming up, there's politics, there's all sorts of things to comment on, lots of cyclonic, literally potential and energies and things that are going crazy on this planet, as often it does. It's nice to just focus and zone in on art. So that's me signing off. Have a great day, whatever it is, and whatever obstacles you're going through, I hope you're making some progress there. And just keep going with the short-term goals, the mid-term ones, and in the back of your mind, the long-term one. Keep chipping away. Bye for now. Ciao.